Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Drag Show. Stu Smith and my producer, Terry Martin. And tonight we're privileged to have with us San Francisco's own legendary Raya Light. Ladies and gentlemen, Raya Light.
Thank you.
Hi, Raya.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you
we
for
really
inviting
appreciate it. So I've read your name in lights and in print and all that kind of stuff.
Are you stalking me?
I'm stalking. Have you ever been stalked?
Oh, I've had a few stalkers, yes.
And I bet they're straight girls.
They are, yes.
Oh,
Those
boy.
straight
Blondes?
girls. For some reason, they want to have their makeup just like me. I have no idea why anyone would want to look like a drag queen.
That's why you're a legend, honey.
Totally.
That's why you're a legend. Mm-hmm. So what's going on in your life, Raya?
Well, I assume you mean my drag life.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
You can talk about any life you want to, actually, so.
Well, I do have quite a bit going on. I'm putting on a show at the Fringe Festival, the San Francisco Fringe Festival, which is starting in, it's Saturday. Our first show is on Saturday, so I'm gearing up for that and quite nervous about it. The Unbearable Lightness of Raya, there you go, right there.
Look at that,
the
ladies and
up
gentlemen.
on the screen.
There we go. The Fringe Festival.
Yes.
We got the dates there. It's at 156 Eddy Street in San Francisco at the Exit
Stage
Theater.
left.
Stage left. Is that right across the street from Club 181?
It's right across from some naughty sex club.
Oh, that's the world famous Tea Room Theater that has
go.
live nude dancers 3 times a day.
Are they a sponsor of yours?
No.
Okay.
I wish
apparently
they
you
were.
just walk in the door and you get something.
Oh yeah,
You have to go
apparently,
right to
but
the
I
clinic.
think that it's also God's waiting room. So.
Really?
Yeah. But, okay, so the Fringe Festival, what is this show you're putting on, or the act that you're doing?
Well, I don't know. Do you know much about the Fringe Festival?
Only through Gary Carr, who you
Okay.
know also, the publicity guy.
Well, they have a big one in Edinburgh, Scotland. I think that's where it started. And basically, it's just non-stop theater. And in San Francisco's, and so there's lots of cities all over the country that have set up Fringe festivals. And some of them are run different ways, but the San Francisco one is uncurated. Which means they don't. How they choose people to do shows is by lottery.
Oh, wow.
So it could be absolute crap, or it could be absolute fabulous.
Yeah.
As in our case, I hope. So I had gone to see the Fringe Festival several years ago, and it had always been a dream of mine to be in it. And I'd thrown my name in many times, never was chosen. Then last year, somebody asked me to be in their show. The Tenderloin Christmas Hustler.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a few minutes. I'm very curious about that.
And so they suggested, you should try again. I tried again. I got chosen. So then I had to sort of come up with a concept. And so that's what I've been working on since January. Seems like an eternity, and finally it's here. So basically you get 15 minutes to get into the theater space. You get 60 minutes to perform. And they cut you off at 60 minutes and then 15 minutes to get out of there.
My God.
And so there's shows every hour and a half like that.
Can you reveal any of the details of what you're planning to do?
Sure. It's basically a whole parody on the whole Fame game.
Okay.
Everything that's going on in the crazy world. I'm obsessed with, tabloid culture.
Well, you've gained fame.
Well, yeah.
Honest to God. But, I mean, I see your name all the time,
Well,
You're a legend here, at least.
Well, thank you. But, it actually has nothing to do with me. I just kind of stole the name. Raya Light. Basically follows a girl, 10 years old, going to her first audition, and then follows her whole career path. And it's total dark, black humor. So if that's your thing, it's not for children. There might be some nudity involved and very mature content. But, I think it's been an absolute blast. And it's not necessarily one woman. I have some other people in the production. There's Steven Satyricon, Trixie Carr, Audra Wolfman. So if you're familiar with burlesque or drag, you'll know those names. And then Todd Pickering, who directed it, is also playing the piano because we actually do sing and act and dance. And there is a little lip syncing. And then we have a drummer, too, Dante.
That sounds fascinating. So do you actually sing in part of your...
I do. I actually do. I actually open my mouth. I have an opportunity to open my mouth and actually say something, which I love.
It's kind of a rarity in the San
is.
Francisco drag movement. Maybe, I don't even know, maybe it's global. I just don't know. But it's really nice to meet somebody who... I think it's probably in one way harder to do lip sync, because you really have to practice that, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, definitely, you don't have to worry about how your voice is that day, or
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, singers do have to worry about that all the time.
Exactly.
I know that. But I think it's great that you have your talent is pretty broad. You have a lot of stuff to give and share with your audience.
You're assuming I have talent, but
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah, you wouldn't be where you are, you famous lady.
Wow.
You know.
You trying to hit on me?
Well, let's talk about that after the show. So, what else going on? You got something coming up in the holiday season that you've done before.
Yes. So the Tenderloin Christmas Hustler, which is what we started at the Fringe Festival last year, we did the first act, and then they wrote the second act, and we did it during the Christmas holidays down at the Phoenix Theater downtown, and it had a great run, and we're gearing up to do it again this holiday season. It's a great holiday classic, It's again a whole parody on all the Christmas stories, and I played Crystal Miss, who got all the hooker elves hooked on Crystal, and fun stuff like that.
Oh, those poor little... Were they midgets or dwarfs or something, or just little elves?
Well, they were all sorts of elves.
Uh-huh.
So.
Fascinating. So you've also... Weren't you Miss Tranny Shack 2006?
I was. Yes, well, Tranny Shack is basically where I started.
Okay.
I would not be here at all if Tranny Shack hadn't existed. I mean, drag was the furthest thing from my mind. I mean, I'm not even into Halloween. I don't even like to dress up. Look at me, gosh.
There we go
it's
again.
Hard to believe that's me, but it in fact is. Wow, those are all pictures taken by Jose Guzman Colon,
who is a great photographer.
Yes, he is actually my drag mother.
Is he really?
Of sorts. Well, so I was doing stand-up, as I was telling you earlier, and I was bored of the scene, and I went to the Tranny Shack pageant 2005. And if you know Kitty, do you know Kitty, the drag queen?
Yeah.
She did an amazing number where she was dressed as Billie Holiday and did this fierce Billie Holiday lip sync, and they branded her. And she just kept on lip syncing, didn't even flinch. And I was like, what the heck is this? And then I found out, it was a weekly club, and they did themes, and it was constantly changing, which is what I wanted. Because when I did stand-up, I did crazy monologues, and every time I did it, I did something different. And basically, people do the same routine over and over until they get a sitcom, I think, because that's what it works. And so I was a bit odd, and Tranny Shack fitted perfectly, and I just kind of jumped in. I went to the first show I did was the Gong Show, which was where they get amateurs to come. It was like the Gong Show TV,
sure.
And the crowd is just vicious. Basically, the numbers last like 10 seconds before you get gonged off.
I went to a couple of them. That was so much fun.
So, I came up with a number. It was a twisted take on Walking on Sunshine, and I thought Raya Light was a perfect name to go with that.
Excellent,
and then it just stuck, and then I just started asking to do more nights, and then the next thing I know, I'm in the pageant a year later after watching it. I mean, I would have never imagined that I would be in it, and then I was in the pageant again the next year, and Jose... who's Pudinesca, an amazing drag queen, said, "Oh, do you?" Because I didn't know how to do makeup, so I did all crazy goth characters, scary clowns or abused children, fun stuff like that. And so he pulled me aside and said, "Maybe you need some help with that makeup stuff." And so he turned me into Glamour Raya. And so when I did the pageant, people were all shocked because I didn't look all destroyed and crazy. So, and then he taught me how to do the makeup, and now you have this.
So, Jose or Pudinesca is your drag mom. Then that means you probably got some siblings.
Oh, I do, but we won't even talk about them because.
Yeah, I think we've actually had one of them on the show.
Who?
Terline.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She's a real hussy, that
one. We call her the bad seed.
I think she's somewhere spewing her seed in Asia right now. But at any rate.
But no, I do love her. She's amazing.
I think everybody does. I'm just kind of teasing.
But she's cuckoo crazy. So we are doing the Tenderloin Christmas Hustler again this Christmas, so you should definitely be on the
that's going to be again at the Phoenix?
I'm not sure exactly what venue it's going to be at. But
well, please let us know so we can let others know.
We will.
You've got a Facebook page.
I do.
You can Raya Light on Facebook.